Static electricity. It's us moving to the sound. Your lips are alive.
What's up guys, Groj Gaming here, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today we're playing around with this deck here, which is super strong, and as you can probably tell from the title of the video, I believe it kills the meta. And you might be thinking, this kind of looks like a meta deck, Golem Lightning, but it's not one of the, it's not a deck that I've seen before. It's got some variations in there and it is super strong and it beats pretty much everything. I've not really found anything that it's weak against. I just beat Graveyard with it, beat Hog, there's a bait, another Golem, a giant bait deck as well, that's Ladder. It beats Minor Bait with Rocket, Battle Ram Tornado, this guy was a bit of a crazy deck, Battle Ram Goblin Barrel, Lava Loon, and yeah, RG as well obviously. So yeah, it definitely is super strong, it beats so many different decks. So the idea of the deck obviously is beat down, you pump up, you get that elixir advantage by not defending too heavily, just like my last video with the 5.0 Golem deck. The Lumberjack with the Golem works really well, so definitely try out that combination if you've not already. But I'm on 10-1 in the Grand Challenge with this. It's actually 10-0 because I was using a different deck, so that's how strong this deck is. And what I want to do is first off just go through this Graveyard replay to show how strong it is against Graveyard Poison. So, I think I checked as well, this guy is about a 5,400 player right now, so he's very good at the game, so he knows what he's doing. So I wanted to be very cautious to start off with, and kind of slowly work my way to the pump, which is what you really want to do with this deck. You don't want to just throw down your troops to get to the pump, because you'll end up overcommitting elixir and getting punished pretty hard. So I kind of wondered what was going on here. I was fine with that. I guess I could have punished him with a Lumberjack down the right hand side, but I didn't really feel that was necessary at all. So we're currently equal on elixir, and he's got an Inferno and I've got a the Goblin Gang down. So I threw down a log and then went with an opposite lane pump because I knew he would kind of want to use the knight, but obviously this stops him from doing that. I'm not really sure who gains the advantage from this, but he looks like he's up on elixir. But obviously I get the pump and I've still got the Mega Minion down. So that definitely means that I came off on top from that move there. So as you can see, we're not rushing anything, and that's what you want. You don't want to rush anything with this deck. Take it nice and slow and you'll beat every single deck that comes against you. So again, here comes the pump. It's coming in the line. So I just wait and see what happens, log that back, and then because I know he's got Graveyard, I'm going to pump up in the middle, because that's not really where he wants to be poisoning. He wants to use the poison to support the Graveyard. So that's definitely something you can take notice of. And look at that, he wants to get the pump, so he doesn't really fully get the potential of the Graveyard in there, because my Baby Dragon and everything else shuts it down. And now I'm up massively on elixir from that. And he really didn't do that much damage considering it was a Graveyard push. And check this out, we've got a pretty beefy push coming at him. The Lumberjack behind the Golem is actually quite a scary thought. And I was just waiting here to get the perfect timing on my Lightning to get that E-Wiz with the Inferno Tower. So I'm just going to log back in case he dropped anything. I threw in the Lumberjack again. And here I was supposed to wait for the log to pass, but it didn't matter anyway. So it caught the Spear Goblins. And he didn't do any more damage to my tower, that was it. I just formed a huge push right at the last the last minute or so, and he just couldn't defend, he couldn't counter push down the opposite lane, because I made him use his elixir in a certain way, with the pump really. So I only wanted to show one replay to start with, and then what we'll try and do is go into the Grand Challenge and win that. Right guys, so we're going to go for the Grand Challenge now, and hopefully we get matched up against something decent. Good luck. So, pump in hand and Golem in hand, so I haven't got too much to defend with if he comes at me with something, so I'm going to throw a pump down in the middle, fairly risky 6 elixir to drop at the start. I've gained, he didn't put down anything to start with, and I'll gain a bit of elixir from that, so that's not too bad. I don't really want to go with the Golem just yet. I kind of want to, yeah, I'm going to go with the Golem now. So I should be able to punish him for using a bowler in the same lane, hopefully. Because he's not going to be able to counter push down the left lane. So Baby Dragon should be pretty good with that. Maybe not perfect, but now we have got a pretty big push coming at him, and he used a lot of elixir, so oh. And that's going to be a crown right off the bat. Look at that. Is it going to be a 3 crown? Who knows, but I'm going to pump up as soon as I can. Oh, is that going to be a 3 crown? Guys, I don't believe it. Oh my god. Good game. Wow. This deck. Oops. So, you see that play there? So I knew that he wasn't going to want to counter push down the opposite lane because he'd already committed a 5 elixir bowler into my lane. So he kind of didn't want to waste the bowler, so he committed. He went with the knight in front of it, and then he played the graveyard, and it was just, I soaked up a little bit of damage. Sorry, I was just opening up this crown chest. Yeah, I soaked up a bit of damage from the graveyard, but then just absolutely pummeled him. And that mistake on the E-Wiz was quite funny. It just went down the opposite lane and decided to peace out. So that's another graveyard. So you can beat the meta graveyard deck. This guy's 4-9, so he's you know, he knows what he's doing again. It's kind of the meta deck, isn't it? At the minute, the bowler, tornado graveyard deck. The Baby Dragon is usually in there instead of the Executioner. So let's go again and see what we face. Fishbelly Forces, that's a nice clan. So, good luck. Lumberjack, maybe? Didn't really have much else to deal with that, so... Oh, okay, so that was fairly well played by him. So, Baby Dragon and Mega Minion should just deal with that for now. Not too bad, and he's... has he used any spells? What kind of spells has he used? Not really sure. That's going to be... Ugh, that's a little bit of too much damage I wanted to accept, actually. And I imagine he might poison that if he's got a poison. No, so... That isn't too bad, I suppose. That feels like an overcommitment, so what I'm going to do is... ooh, okay. And he's gone for a hog as well. So he's trying to punish me down this left lane, and what I'm going to do is see if we can take out this tower. Looks like we are going to be able to take out this tower nice and easy here. And the Golem is going on to the right-hand tower, and he's playing really well. Well played. So this deck is usually pretty good against bait, but obviously he's playing it pretty well. So I'm going to let him have that tower for now. And build up a big push of my own, and hopefully, if we can, get the 3 crown on him. So that Inferno Tower is going down, and we're going to get a nice log in here. Defend that right hand side. And let's see if we can get something else going on here. Get the lumberjack in there. It looks like we're actually going to lose this, guys. So I got beaten by bait, which I didn't think would happen. This guy played really well. Well played. I know I could have beaten him, which is unfortunate. So guys, got counter decked pretty hard. The guy outcycled me, pumped, dropped a P.E.K.K.A, and I was just like, wow, this is not going well. So decided to cut that one out because there's no point seeing that. It's just a waste of time. But we're going to open up this 11 win chest. Pretty disappointed about that. And we got a graveyard from it, which is not bad at all. Screenshot that. So, against Lava Loon, let's watch this one. So I would consider the main meta decks to be Lava Loon, Graveyard Poison, probably Hogbait, Golem, the Golem Lightning deck with the E-Wiz and the minions. And I definitely think this deck can beat those. I got pretty unlucky. Obviously P.E.K.K.A isn't meta, so you're not really going to face too many P.E.K.K.As in the Grand Challenge with this deck. You could probably beat it if they drop P.E.K.K.A in the wrong lane. That would definitely work. Or you could try and overwhelm the Golem. Obviously here the guy's going pretty aggressive with his Loon. Give him a bit of lightning value, but he's still overcommitted pretty heavily, I feel. So we've got the Golem locked onto his tower. And the Lumberjack coming in as well. So we're probably going to get about even on damage or something like that. He's probably going to be just ahead. But I've got to pump down and I've got the elixir lead. So I'm going to go ahead and pump up again. On the same side because I know he's already used his lightning. And I'm already back to pretty much the same elixir as him. So we're going to push down the same lane again. And it's weird that he drops his Lava Hound in the middle. I'm not sure why he does that. Maybe not the most experienced Lava Loon player. But he went fairly aggressive again, so I don't mind trading those towers to gain the elixir lead. So I'm dropping a Lumberjack down that lane. I can't remember why I did that, but probably to finish off that tower. If he lets me. But I do have a pretty big elixir lead here. I've got a Golem down and he's only just got back to his 10 elixir. So we've got everything swarming that left-hand tower now, and he doesn't have much to defend it at all. The Lumberjack is actually really good at dealing with the Goblin Gang. So look at that, we're taking out the left-hand tower before we've even taken out the right. And he knows it's over at this point, so he's just going to lightning his tower. I take out his second tower, and that's pretty much game over. So we've seen this deck beat Graveyard Poison, 2 different styles, Lava Loon. So what I might do is get my clanmates to help me out and get them to play a few different decks so that we can see how it does beat the meta decks. And obviously this deck is stronger against the other Golem version that has the E-Wiz and the regular minions and the skeletons. Because the Lumberjack can take out the E-Wiz pretty easily, and the Baby Dragon deals with the minions, so does the Mega Minion. And it will just completely overwhelm that deck. So what I might do is get one of my friends to play a Hogbait deck in the clan and see if I can beat them. Right, we're against Ace, who has just hit 5,000 trophies. Absolutely awesome plays, really good with Logbait decks. So we're going to see if we can beat him with this deck here. And I know he won't go easy on me. Guy's a beast. Okay, okay. So what do we want to do here? So he actually got a nice trick on me there and did a massive amount of damage. So that log, missing that log, cost me a fair amount of my tower's health. And what I'm going to do is pump up to see if we can come back from this. Well played. So he committed a fair amount of elixir there. And again, actually. So I'm going to go with a Golem push now. And I think we might be able to take his tower. So I'm surprised he's not pushing the opposite lane. Maybe he spent too much elixir. So obviously we get the Baby Dragon behind. Then we're going to get the Lumberjack in. And we're actually going to let the Baby Dragon do its business there. Save the log if we need it. Wow, so that Lumberjack's changed targets. What I'm going to do is go ahead and pump up again. And as we get into double elixir, I'm not going to overcommit on that one. Well played. So we're probably going to take out my pump, but that's not too much of an issue now. He spent a fair amount of elixir on that push. And we're going to send a Golem down the left with a Baby Dragon supporting it. And not going to defend that too heavily. Then the Lumberjack is sneaking in, and it's going to rage everything. I kind of put it in that position on purpose so that it got taken out. And here we go. There's no coming back now from this. I think he's just throwing out spells at the minute just to just try not to get 3 crowned. Well played. So I definitely think this deck is viable versus a Hogbait deck. He had the Fireball in there, but he did have a few. He had 3 spells, so maybe that's not the main meta deck for spell bait. So guys, I definitely think this deck has the potential to beat almost every deck that you will face in a grand challenge, except maybe P.E.K.K.A. That could be the one downfall of this deck. But I definitely think it is a meta-crushing deck, if I've ever seen one. It's super strong, and obviously you've got the really fun Lumberjack in there. As for substitutes, substitutes for the Lumberjack, I would probably go for... You could go for a mini P.E.K.K.A, as it is a tank killer as well. The Lumberjack does kill tanks pretty easily. You could probably go for a Skami. Seeing as you have the Goblin Gang in there, it might be a nice addition. So you've got a bit of log bait in there as well. And instead of the log, you could definitely go for a zap or arrows. So maybe arrows and Skarmy might work quite well. If not, instead of the Lumberjack, I mean, you could throw various things in. You could probably go minions as well. That adds another arrow bait kind of thing in there. You want something that's going to take down a tank pretty well. So I definitely think Skarmy could be a viable option in there. So yeah, you've seen this deck beat a fair few things in this video. Not obviously, I couldn't show all of the decks because it's impossible to show that many decks. But if you've got any questions about it, let me know in the comment section down below and I will be sure to answer. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.